I speak to you in the name of the one holy and living God. Well, this is the final Sunday in the season after Pentecost, the completion of our liturgical year, and the culmination of our 4-week season of grace and gratitude. And as things draw to a close, naturally we pause and look back and consider the blessings we have received and give thanksgiving. And so it is natural that this would be the day we reflect on the blessings, which Ron has so beautifully articulated just a moment ago, the blessings that have boundlessly flown to us and through us, and give thanks. And following the worship service, we will continue our celebration of Thanksgiving with a shared meal. And later this week, we'll look forward to time with our families to share meals with them and with friends. Because Thanksgiving is all about paying attention to the grace that has flown to us, and then pausing and responding with gratitude. So as I was thinking about preaching about gratitude, I thought, well, what does gratitude actually feel like? I kind of know what the verbal description of it is, but what does it feel like? How do we experience it when it is something more than the obligatory, thank you nod to the checkout clerk as they hand you a receipt, or the emissions control inspector who hands you your failed report? Thank you. I mean, that's what I said the other day. Why am I saying thank you? What's up with that? This is what I know. When we pause and we let gratitude infuse every cell and every space of our bodies, animating our heads, our minds, our shoulders, our hands, and our hearts, we experience a kind of just saturated spaciousness. A saturated spaciousness in which the Spirit of God flows. This morning, I want to invite you to pause and to think of something for which you are truly, truly grateful. And even if something doesn't immediately leap to mind, if you are comfortable, hold that in your heart and close your eyes. And feel that gratitude, perhaps at the crown of your head, sensation and awareness in your mind. Pay attention to it as it flows down through your head and shoulders into the palms of your hands. Perhaps you'll feel that sense of gratitude as some weight, movement, energy, vibration, heat in your hands. And then follow the spaciousness of gratitude as it moves up your arms directly to your heart. Notice your heart expanded and full, animated, saturated with gratitude. And if you would allow yourselves to be steeped in that gratitude for another moment, I'd like to read to you a few words from one of my favorite poets. David White writes, "Gratitude is not a passive response to something we have been given. Gratitude arises from paying attention. Gratitude arises from paying attention, from being awake in the presence of everything that lives within, without, and beside us. Gratitude arises from paying attention to our hearts, being awake in the presence of everything that lives. Thank you. And thanks to Michelina Nicotera Taxiera. Mick, I love to say your name. It's just so beautiful. Thanks to Mick, to her leadership, her generosity, providing each of us with grateful journals. Mine is here. Mine is here. We have spent the past 4 weeks waking up, paying attention to the presence of grace within, without, and beside us. And I hope that you've experienced this practice as meaningful as I have. On Thursday evening, the Apostles' leadership gathered to celebrate a year of serving you by overseeing the multitude of ministries here. Everything from maintaining our campus to navigating COVID protocol, stewarding our finances, and making sure each one of us is cared for and connected. And I asked everyone present to answer the same 4 questions you received in our Thursday email blast in Mick's Saturday message to everyone. And as you walked in today, that white piece of paper kind of looks like one of these. So I asked the folks who were present Thursday evening to respond to those 4 questions and put them in this bowl. It's the famous preaching bowl. And if any of you here present would like to add your responses to it, just raise your hand and Usher will come and get it and bring it up to the preaching bowl. Because I am going to preach. There's some hands, Diane. I am going to preach your words of gratitude to you. So let's just start. So how have you been surprised as you practice gratitude? I had an experience this week where I realized a difficult time I had in September was answered amazingly in November. I've noticed so many graces. I love sitting in reflection in the morning, remembering the good things that have happened. It never feels frustrating. I'm guessing this person sits regularly in the morning and did their grateful journal. And that's one of the things about gratitude is it really is a discipline. And when we want to awaken the eyes of our hearts, it takes a little bit of effort. You can't just say, okay, now I'm awake. That would be good. We all would be awake, and the kingdom would become. Apparently, that's not quite so yet. I don't know. That's what the news says to me. It takes a little bit of effort. Things like the gratitude journal. Diane, did you have others you wanted to bring up here? Are they up here? Okay. Things happen so amazingly here. What shows up most frequently in your grateful journal? Good health and my friends. I rarely get frustrated. As I get older, I don't sweat the small stuff. That's about perspective. What if we all made the commitment to take the 10,000 feet above the ground perspective and realize that this little bit of our life is something that's like 14 billion years in the making. And we're just a little poof. How might that liberate us? to experience the blessing of life in this moment in whatever color or fashion or experience, emotional experience it came to us. What shows up most frequently is Mother Earth and the gift of nature. The graces I've mostly noticed are generosity of others and kindness of others. I think that's the thing that I have to struggle with sometimes, is remembering to see the face of God in everyone. Now, it's pretty easy for me to see it in you. But sometimes driving down the street, I don't feel it when somebody in their ginormous pickup truck cuts in front of me and makes signs and symbols that I'm not appreciative of. It's hard for me to say, I see God in you. I need some more grace to get to that one. Let's see. I can't quite read this one. It must have been something I wrote because I can never read my handwriting. Sorry, whoever that was. Dale, do I have enough time? Okay. What graces have you noticed? A little more tolerance for people whom I find difficult. Well, this person, I need lessons from whoever you are. Okay. How have you been frustrated? Getting lessons in being grateful for things that happen that aren't easy to be grateful for, like major house repairs, health issues, bad news from family. How do we be grateful for that? I remember years ago I was undergoing a series of Rolfing sessions, one of the many things that Santa Fe offered people in the attempt to become awakened ones, and this was a painful process. I don't know why I did it. But in any case, at one point when the Rolfer was jabbing her elbow into my back, and I was squirming, she said, "Oh, you will be so grateful for the pain. It's pain that liberates you." And I thought, this woman is crazy, and I'm paying her to do this. I'm the crazy one. But then we get back to our story. The story of the one who knows he's going to be nailed to a cross. He knows he's going to be nailed to a cross. And he could have gone in any other direction. He still walked to Jerusalem. Because not my will, your will be done. It's the way of our tradition. It's probably one of the great promises of being Christian. It's the transformation of suffering into something good. It's the recognition of blessing in spite of, and perhaps especially because of, the hard times. Because there is no life that just skates through. We all suffer in some way, physically, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, financially. And at the end of the day, we die. The question is, can we blow wind on our faith such that we can see God in all of it? You see, dear people of God, gratitude is like light. It should never be hidden beneath our baskets. We are meant to amass and the energy and the momentum of gratitude and radiating it out as meaningful, substantive action. I see this happening here all the time, every day, in countless ways, and I pray that the blessings that flow to you through your church will inspire your boundless generosity as you consider how you want to support your church and make it a priority for 2022. Thank you. Amen.